Welcome back to another video, guys. It's Will from Provana Manchester, and some of you may know I've recently sold my M3, well, recently being a couple of months ago, and I've not quite found a new daily for a while. It's been a couple of months, as I say. However, the time has come and I bought a W204 C63. This car has been like a bit of a dream car for me since I kind of found out about them when I was about 15, 16. It's just a ridiculous car, and this one's a little bit special because it's got quite a nice Black Series kit on it, which is a conversion. It's not an official Black Series, but I'm not willing to pay 150 grand for it. In terms of the car itself and how the kit is, sometimes you can be a bit worried about conversions. I've seen quite a few and they're just not great sometimes, but this one, after I saw it in person when I viewed the car, it was that good considering it is an aftermarket conversion. I just had to take it. There's a few little details I do want to change. First one is the vents on the bonnet. So they're carbon fibre, however they're a little bit faded because they're a bit old, so I'm going to get them re-lacquered, bring them up a little bit. I'm a massive fan of the arches. I think they look awesome. The original C63 hasn't got big arches. The front are quite flared, but the back especially are very, very small. That's one thing my M3 did have, which obviously was a bit newer than this. It's not what you'd compare to this car because it was the F80 M3, but that had massive arches and it just looked awesome. Whereas the standard C63 without this kit can just look a bit like a C-Class. So yeah, absolutely love the arches. The wheels, the Vertini wheels, which I hadn't actually heard of them before this. Again, I really like them. I was a bit unsure at first, but after getting a few opinions, I'm starting to learn to like them a lot. I think they look great. Coming to the back of the car, so some of you may not have noticed, but the Black Series original kit has got the vents on the front arch and it's also got the vents on the rear arch. Now this wasn't done on the kit, so it's something I might change. As you can see here, there should be a side skirt here and a vent, however there isn't. I might get that done, I might not. I don't know whether it's something I'm going to bother with. Again, on the back of the car, it looks absolutely awesome. The carbon wing looks amazing and you just can't go wrong with it. The aero kit on the Black Series kit just makes it, without that it's just a little bit boring. One thing is the exhaust tips. So on the conversion, again, the guy who's done it has put the wrong tips on it, so I'm going to get them changed and make sure they're the original Black Series tips, because in my personal opinion, without them it just doesn't quite look right, and I'm going to keep them chrome, I think, rather than black, just so they stand out a little bit more. One other thing that I'm going to be changing is the back. So it's currently got the C63 badge obviously and the AMG, and it has got the Black Series badge, which it's not an official Black Series, so I'm not leaving it on there. I'm going to take it off. Some people have been like, it's the Black Series kit, leave it on, but I just can't do it. It's like having AMG on a C220 or M3 on an M Sport car. You just don't do it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And other than that, guys, I'm really happy with the car. The engine's obviously mega. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And visually, it just looks awesome. The road attention it gets and the presence of it is just ridiculous. So guys, just going to the interior of the car. We've got the white and black half seats, which looks awesome. I'm a big fan of them. We've got the Alcantara steering wheel, and we've got these paddles here, which I'm on the fence about. Some people that I've seen them absolutely love them. I'm a bit unsure. They are absolutely massive. I might change them, get some black ones so they're a bit more subtle, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe let me know what you guys think about that. As a whole, I thought I was going to be a bit disappointed with the interior with it being 10 years old, but after living with it for a week now, the seats are dead comfy, it's dead nice, it's got a sat nav, everything like that. It's awesome, and the car sounds that good. You don't even think about the interior. It's just irrelevant when it sounds that good. So wait till you hear this thing. So first things first, when owning a C63 like this, is you need to get used to going to the petrol station. So I've had this car a week, and I think I've been to the petrol station about 5 times. It is absolutely useless on fuel. On the motor, it's actually not too bad. You get about 20 miles per gallon, but tootling about, or the minute you put your foot down, you're getting give or take 10 miles per gallon. So yeah, it's not a fun game. Whereas the M3, I was getting 40 odd miles per gallon and 20 at the worst. So we're going to nip to the petrol station now, fill this up.
Can't get the cap off. Bloody old cars, mate.
Right, so filling it up now. It's about 75 quid to fill it up roughly. And it'll give me about 200 miles. Sorry, about 250, subject to how I drive it, which is ridiculous. The petrol that comes on at about quarter of a tank, which usually you'd expect it to last a little bit, but yeah, quarter of a tank's about 40-50 miles, which is quite worrying actually. Every journey I've got to plan a petrol station along the way, just to be safe. 163 a litre, mate. Taking the... a bit more than expected, but yeah, it's quite a small tank. So we've filled up just short of 90 quid. One thing you can't do is complain about the fuel for this thing, because you do not buy this type of car for miles per gallon. We've got about 300 miles off it, so hopefully it gives us an actual 300 miles and it's not fake news. So just to talk to you through the engine of the car, the W204 C63 is a 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8. I call it a proper C63, not like the newer ones, which is a 4 litre. And I believe the next one might even be a 2 litre from what I've heard, which you cannot justify calling it a C63. This is stage 2 mapped as well. It's 550 brake and rear wheel drive, and of course the exhaust is modified as well. I'll be honest, I'm not actually entirely sure what the exhaust is, but I know there's not much going on there other than pipes. Can't beat the downshifts. That is one reason why I absolutely love this car, guys. It just sounds ridiculous. You're not going to get another car like this in the future that sounds this good with such a stupidly sized engine in such a small car. When Mercedes put this engine in a coupe, it was just ridiculous. But it was definitely a good decision. What I love about this car, when you're driving it, you can knock it into neutral. Which you can do in a lot of autos, but you need to apply the brake to put it back into gear, whereas this, you can simply knock it out of auto, knock it out of drive, put it into neutral, and do this. Got a little bad look off him then. He was not happy. Going back to the look of the car, with obviously the kit making it so wide, the presence of this thing is ridiculous. It gets a silly amount of attention. Everyone looks at it, and if they don't look at it because of how it looks, they hear it coming a mile off. It is very, very Asbo. Definitely more Asbo than the M3, but I love it. I'm not going to be dailying it, just because every time I get in it I want to enjoy it. I think it's just going to ruin it a little bit if I was to daily it. And starting this up every morning, just isn't going to make the neighbours very happy. So yeah, that's definitely not going to be happening. In terms of wrap options, I do love it in black. Absolutely love it. Stealthed out, murdered look, you just can't beat it. But I own a wrapping company, so I obviously need to wrap it. Not sure exactly what yet, but it's going to be something a bit leery, something a bit different. I'm going to be making those little changes that I mentioned earlier about the exhaust tips as well. I think I might get some carbon mirrors for it too. I don't think I want to touch the side skirts, just because it's going to be a hell of a lot of effort for not much of a change. So obviously when it does come around to wrapping it, we'll definitely get a video done on that as well, guys. But if you've got any suggestions for the colours, let us know. What would you do? Would you go stealth, maybe satin black? I thought about satin PPF, maybe a bright red, a few options, maybe a livery, some sort of race livery, but we'll see. I've got plenty of time to make that decision anyway, but I'm just going to enjoy it in black for now. Just googling how to launch. Not entirely sure how to do it. I've not done it yet. I've done it in the M3 and it was absolutely useless because it turns the traction control off, obviously, so that just went all over the place. So I can imagine this is going to be the exact same thing, although considering obviously the car is what it is, it actually puts the power down really well. The M3 was a bit all over the place and a bit twitchy, whereas this seems to be a lot more planted than I thought. Horsepower wise, standard, the 457 brake, and as I say, this is stage 2 550, so you'd expect it to be a bit of a handful, which it can be, but if you've got good tyres on it, which it does, and they're good condition, it puts the power down really well. Obviously, I know a lot of people say these are quite sketchy cars and the back end's all over the place, but if you are putting dodgy tyres on a car like this, it probably will be, but yeah, it's impressed me in terms of how well it does put the power down. So I'm gonna get on Google now, see how we can launch control this bad boy and see how it goes. Google's not been any good, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna put traction into sport, semi-off, foot on the brake, and then we should be able to put it to RS, confirm, paddle up. Race start available, and here we go. Oh my god! That seriously went. As I was saying, the M3 just went all over the place. The traction has to be fully off to launch control the M3, whereas this is just semi-off, it's in sport. That barely span. That really did go very well, a lot better than I expected. It feels a lot quicker than the M3. I know I'm comparing it to the F80 M3 a lot, whereas really the comparison to this is the E92 M3. But I'm comparing it to the M3 because I had it and lived with it for about a year and a half. Yeah, very impressed with this, guys, considering it's a 10-year-old car. It's awesome, great bit of fun. And I think I'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the car, I hope you enjoyed the video. As I say, we're going to get a wrap on this at some point. There's a few little things I want to change and adjust. So thanks for watching. If you can, check out the other videos, like the video, comment, let us know your thoughts on the colour we should potentially wrap it, if you've got any suggestions, and give us a subscribe to our channel, and look out for more videos coming soon. Thanks very much.